What has God already placed in your hands that you're underestimating or ignoring? Where do you need to become more faithful with little before asking for much? Which part of your life is it where you've been asking God for more while you are mismanaging what you have right now? It's not going to work. Start using what you have right now and trust God to open the door for more. You don't need more to get started. You need to start where you are, use what you have, just do what you can. I remember hearing this a few years ago. I don't even remember who I heard it from. I don't know who the quote belongs to, but I remember that it resonated with me at the time because when they told me to start where I am, use what I have, and do what I can, I felt like I couldn't do much. I felt like where I was a place of disadvantage. I felt like I did not have much. So what do you mean use what I have? My friend, in this episode, we're talking about the power of resourcefulness. This is aligned with Boloko, and I'm getting used to this introduction. I feel like it's going to become better as we go along. I feel like the introduction is going to become better as we go along. So in this episode, we're speaking about the power of resourcefulness, and you know that this is a space where I prefer that faith become practical. Right? I believe as a core tenet that everything that I profess as a Christian must be proven in my walk. It must be proven in how I walk, in how I live, in the results in my life. I've often been discouraged by how ineffective Christians can be. Really ineffective. And that's really because they've been taught all of this Christian jargon, this and that about this and that, but no power whatsoever. So we're speaking on this today, and my friend, we are of course going through Unlocking Favor with God and People. The power of resourcefulness is one of the series. Actually, this one is not a single episode, it is a series within Unlocking Favor with God and People. So in this episode, as we speak about the power of resourcefulness, I want to start it off by telling you that you already have everything you need. You already have everything you need. That is a difficult thing for someone to hear when they feel like they don't have much, when they feel like they're incapacitated, when they feel like, you know what, I wish I had more, I wish I had the funding, I wish I had this. When a person finds themselves in that position, feeling discouraged, they often retreat. The mission could be wonderful. The vision can be a compelling vision, but they retreat because they feel like they don't have what it takes. I want to convince you today that you already have everything that you need. Everything that you need has been given to you. But the problem is you are obsessed with the fact that you were not given in the same capacity as everyone else. You are not given as much as your neighbor, as much as your peers that you see around you who progressed much quicker than you did. There's a parable in the book of Matthew where Jesus says there is a master who clearly is a wealthy master and represents God, of course. He says this master calls to himself 3 servants, and to his servants he entrusts his wealth. He gives 1 bag of gold to one of his servants, he gives 2 bags of gold to another servant, and he gives 5 bags of gold to another servant. But here's the detail. The Bible says that he gave to all of them according to their capabilities, right? To each he gave according to their abilities. So the one who had received 1 bag of gold, if you understand value, you understand that he received as much as the one who received 5 bags of gold. Now, you may say 1 and 5 are not the same. Let me put it to you this way. If you have 2 children, one who is 5 years old and one who is 21 years old, and on their birthdays, for the one who is 21 years old, you buy him a brand new car for him to drive around, a nice car. And for the one who is 5 years old, you buy him a toy car, one of those toy cars that he can sit in and drive around in the yard. You buy him that one. Are you Are you more in favor of the one that you bought the more expensive gift for? Is there something special about that one? Or are there gifts of equal value because the one who received a toy car can only handle a toy car in this season of their lives? And it's the best toy car that you could find. And for the one who was 21, you gave them the best real car that you could find. And both of them have been blessed according to their ability, according to their capacity in this season. It's not that you love one more than the other. And so I'm saying this to you so that you can understand that if that 5-year-old manages what they have well and they continue to grow up faithfully, they might get to a point where you end up blessing them with something bigger. They might end up there. I also don't know why you have two kids who are 5 and 21. That's a big age gap, but that's not the point. Just follow the illustration right now. What we're talking about here is the ability to start with what you have, my friend. You have to be willing to start with what you have instead of complaining about what you do not have. Let me read this for you. Sometimes the breakthrough you're praying for is already hidden in the little that's been placed in your hands. That's the power of resourcefulness. Taking what God has given you in this season and multiplying it by faith, obedience, and diligence. So God is not expecting you to start with something that you don't have. God is not expecting you to start a business with resources that you don't have. He's expecting you to start with what you do have. You see, this right here is my phone, and I will tell you right now that for a long time I had another phone, not this one. I had another phone which I had used for about 3 years, 4 years. I had used it for about 4 years before I started recording videos with it to put them online. The phone was always there and I was broke. The phone was always there and I was hungry, desperate, feeling borderline depressed. But the phone was always there and this mind was always there. The voice was always there. But none of them changed my life until I picked up the phone and I started recording myself, sharing some ideas that were helpful to people. Until I picked up my phone and started sharing some of those ideas that I had in me, the things that I had learned, creating content that encouraged other people. It didn't mean anything. And I desperately felt like I don't have what I wish I had in order to start. Oh my goodness, if only I had an iPhone, if only I had a camera, if only I had a cameraman, somebody who knows how to edit these things. And I just didn't pick up the phone and start. I'll tell you right now, listen, if you go back, I might even send the guys, just make a note, guys. I'll send you the video that I recorded back when I was starting off, right, with that same phone that I just picked up. I'll send you the video. I'll show you the video right here. Terrible. Boy, I felt so nervous. I was so scared. Now we are miles ahead of where we were back then. But I want you to understand that we had to start with what we had. I had to pick up what I had and use it in the best way that I could. And that is what opened doors for me. From there, I went on to find myself speaking to 100,000 people. Went on to find my platforms reaching hundreds of thousands of people around the world. A book that is being read in over 50 different countries right now. By the way, you can get it. The link is in the description. But a book that is being read in different countries around the world. Speaking in the Parliament of South Africa. Listen to me. For us to get to that point, we had to pick up the phone that we had at that time instead of complaining about the fact that I don't have this, I wish I had that, I wish they would bless me with this, I wish somebody would give me something. For as long as you see yourself a victim who doesn't have this and doesn't have that, my friend, you will be at a disadvantage. Are you capable of using the little that you have to do more with it? I always tell the story of how we got to this fourth book, because this is my fourth book. But for us to get to this book, I started writing a few years ago when I found myself in that really desperate season of having to find some kind of purpose, because I was broke as a joke. I was down bad, really down bad. And it was in that season that I said I want to write a book, but I didn't have a laptop. Did not have a laptop. And at that time I decided, you know what, I'm going to start anyway. I picked up a piece of paper, picked up a pen, and I wrote the title of what I wanted my book to be. Listen, I'm not going to sell you that book right now. You don't have to read that book. It was written poorly. It wasn't the best book. And I'm still surprised when people reach out to me to say, it was a great book. It was such a powerful book. Thank you so much. Because I didn't think it was that good. I didn't think it was a great book at all. So that's why I'm not recommending that you don't go buy it. Don't go looking for that particular book. But that book was so impactful on my journey because picking up paper and pen to start writing a book instead of making the excuse of not having a laptop was a profound moment for me. Because I started doing that with pen and paper, I started writing on it. And it was at that point that when I could no longer write, someone blessed me with $100 because I didn't even have $100. They blessed me with $100 and I saved all of it so that I could walk to a nearby internet cafe where I could use the computer to type down some of what I had written on pen and paper. I typed it out, and as I'm typing it out and my $100 is running out because I'm going there every day just trying to get as much time as possible, another friend of mine reaches out to me and says, do you still need a laptop? Because I had asked him before and he said he didn't have. He said, do you still need a laptop? I said, yes, I do. He said, I just remembered that I actually have a laptop that I'm not using. It's a bit slow, but I'm sure you can make it work. I said, that would be wonderful. I got a hold of that laptop. Yes, it was very slow, but we started working with it. And my friend, I finished my manuscript. And as soon as the manuscript was done and I was wondering what's next, it was at that point that someone called me. They said, God has placed your name on my heart, and I've been thinking and feeling like you need my help. I just want to help you. Is there any way that I can help you? How can I help you? I said, well, no, I'm okay. They said, listen, I know you need something. How can I help you? I said, well, truthfully, I've written this book and I don't know how good it is, but I would like to put it out there. And so I just need help printing 50 copies of this book. And they said, it's done. I will give you whatever you need. Tell me how much it is and I'll help you print the 50 copies. We got started with that. And after that, those videos that I had put out, which were getting 10 views, 12 views, one of them, after hundreds of videos, one of them took off. My phone starts going off. Thousands of people are viewing my video. They're going back to my page. They say, he's been doing this for a while. Why did it take me so long to find you? And those 50 copies are sold to make room for another 50 copies, for another 100 copies. And we have kept on going until we got to the book number 4. And my friend, we are still going. We still have such a long way to go. And God has been good to us. He has been really faithful to us. But I want you to understand that God is always waiting for you to use what He has already given you. He's already given you something. And there are many people who don't realize the fact that until you use what you have, you cannot ask for more. You cannot ask for more. Because what you have right now, in your ability, you are able to multiply it. You are able to take it from here to there. You are able to make more of it. And if you don't, you will be stuck for the rest of your life waiting for better days, my friend. You know how to speak. Start speaking. You know how to sing. Use that. You're a good writer. Use it. Just use it at your level right now. You know how to connect people. Use that. You know how to plan. Just do it. Just do something with what you have right now and see how it opens up the door for more. Because, my friend, you don't want to be that final servant who comes back and says, I was afraid, and so I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to risk it. Let me read this for you. God is watching how you handle what you already have, not what you're believing for, what you're already holding. Do you manage your time well? Are you faithful with your money no matter how little? Are you serving diligently even when it's not glamorous? Are you showing up prepared and committed even when nobody's watching? These are the things that attract favor. These are the things that prove to God and to people that you can be trusted with more. And the Bible says in Luke chapter 16, verse 10, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. You don't need more to get started. You need to start to get more. And I'm telling you this, the same thing, my friend. You don't need more to get started. You need to start to get more. But the problem is, you are too afraid of going out there and turning 1 into 2. Because you just wish somebody would give you 100. But you're afraid of just going out there, putting yourself out there to turn 1 to 2. Do you not understand that people were laughing when I started creating these videos? Do you not understand that I had people in my own life that I knew personally who would come across a video? Because the only people who followed me online at that time anyway were friends and family, right? People that I was following. They would come across these videos. Motivational speaker. Hey, that's funny. It's not that funny anymore now. It's really not that funny anymore. So I'm telling you this so that you will understand, my friend, that if you will sit down with yourself and explore the resources that you actually have, you will find that you already have everything that you need. For me, it started with a voice that I already had. It was hands that I already had. It was a phone that I already had. Some of you are running a business right now and you're frustrated because the customers are not walking through the door and you wish that you could afford to pay a marketing company. You already have a phone that you can pick up and say, hi everyone, this is me at such and such a place. This is what I'm selling. This is what I'm doing. You don't want to do it because it might only get you 2 views. You don't want to do it because you don't want to put yourself out there. What do you mean when you are desperately trying to move forward, when you are desperately trying to find an answer? Use what you have. Start where you are and just do whatever you can, my friend. So let me ask you these 3 questions as we finish off. I'm going to ask you these 3 questions, and if you want them, they are in the book, but if you don't have the book, just write down these 3 questions. Number 1, what has God already placed in your hands that you're underestimating or ignoring? I told you, for me, it was my voice. It was the phone I had. That was it. What is it for you? Number 2, how can you take the first step of obedience with what you have right now? Again, for me, it was just record the video. Just record the video. Stop overthinking this. Just record. Just write. Just write. Just stop saying, when I turn 30, I'm going to do this. Just do it. And number 3, where do you need to become more faithful with little before asking for much? Which part of your life is it where you've been asking God for more while you are mismanaging what you have right now? It's not going to work. Start using what you have right now and trust God to open the door for more. My friend, this is Align with Bonogo, and may God bless you.